Start. Alright everybody, got my Pathfinder spear and my axe out here with me today. Now I've got it on my Pathfinder knife. So make sure y'all can see that pretty good there. I hope you can. I got it lashed down pretty good with about 15-20 foot of paracord, plus the piece of paracord I'd need to wear it around my neck. It ain't going nowhere. I ain't got to worry about it falling out or anything like that. I'm using Mother Nature's chair that she gave me here. I've got a piece of sapling here that we had broke off for you know, using for firewood, splitting down for kindling, that kind of thing. I'm going to take just my little Victorinox camper. I'm just going to stick this down in my boot for right this minute. Which, by the way, y'all, inside the sheath, it will make a pretty decent little boot knife. Now, like most of us, I've always got a good Victorinox, a Swiss tool, multi-tool, something like that on me, and it's got a saw blade that cuts pretty good. And I've just got a little bit of bank line, which I would have on my EDC. You could use paracord. I like the bank line myself a little bit. We're going to take this off about here. A word on what I'm doing, y'all. I'm cutting over a femoral artery here, so I'm making little short strokes, being real careful. It don't take much to hurt yourself out here in a dire way. And I know that. I'm just wanting to make sure everybody else knows, yes, I am aware I'm cutting over an artery there. That's why I'm being real careful. I don't want to hurt myself. And we'll toss that back over to the firewood side. Then I've got a little piece of wood here, good sized little chunk. I'm going to carve down into this, get me a little notch started here. Try to get me a little notch started here. There we go. Just something to give me a place to start splitting it. I'm going to come up on this. Yeah, I'm using a folder, so I don't want it to close up on my hand. So I'm bending it down like that, using it to split in there a little bit, give it a little twist. I might need to go a little bit deeper than that. Let me find something to baton with. I'm going to leave the knife in there. Reach down here and get my spear out of my boot. And I'm leaving the knife in there so that it's wedged. Alright, I can put that away. Now I'm just going to tie me a little loop in the end of this. Little slip loop. Doesn't have to be real big. And I'm going to run it through one of my little holes over here. And then put my cord back through it. Now that's giving me something to start cinching it down with. And I could actually even drive that down in there a little bit more. There we go. Get me a little extra here so I can pull it back out again. and then just around this middle section here where it gets large is where I'm going to do most of my wrapping. Now I'm being careful not to pull too much against myself here. I don't want to slice my hand open. Like I said, I am taking precautions. It may not look like it, but I am. I know inevitably somebody's going to say, well, that was about stupid, you shouldn't have done it like that, but this is me, not you. And there goes a woodpecker. Alright, I've got that down to the end. I'm going to tuck that tag through, grab this tag, give it a tug, and then I'm going to tie these two together here so it'll hold tight. Y'all hear him off there? He's going to town getting him some dinner. And then if you wanted to, just for aesthetics, you could take your knife and cut them little tag ends off there. And now you've got something, it ain't going nowhere. You've got a knife, double-edged, and if this was all you had wrapped around your neck, now you've got a good firm handle that you can get on there. So you're a little bit safer in using it. It ain't that uncomfortable in your hand. Of course, now this is a fairly steep edge on it. It's a little bit steeper than a Mora, but you can see it does good. You can do the chest lever grip. Get in there and shave this down. Now this is just a short piece of wood here, but if it was a full-size piece of wood, you can see I just carved out a spear with it pretty quick. I'm gonna try something. It's not intended for this, y'all, but I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna get me a piece and see if I could baton that through. Now you'd think with that false edge on there, or the sharpened edge on the back, people in California were able to order this with a false edge. But you'd think with that sharpened edge you wouldn't be able to baton it, but you've got this big piece here. So let me reposition the camera and we'll give that a run. How about that? Alright guys, get these briars out the way here. Alright, now this is a piece of birch. Just gonna wedge it up there. And it's a good bit bigger than what I've got to cut it with, but we'll give this a run. It's not going to baton without breaking my little stick off, or bending it off rather, but it is splitting the wood. And if I'd have come down even lower with this and tightened it here a few times and then through here, or even brought it up to here, it might would have done alright, but it did split it. And now this isn't your everyday option. It's not designed to be an everyday option. It's designed to be a last ditch tool, or an impromptu spearhead for when you're out there. But it does split, and even though it's twisting in the handle a little bit, it's not coming off. But like I said, for something that's not designed to do that, you can't beat it. And we ain't hurt that edge none. It's still BHK sharp, blind horse knife sharp, if you will. It is still shaving the hair off my arm both ways. That's it, y'all, on the Pathfinder spear. I know a bunch of you had asked. There ain't been really that many videos on it yet. I had promised I'd do one eventually, and I guess now is eventually. But that's it. Cut your cordage off. Wiggle it back out carefully. And then, make sure we see that on camera there. It goes right back in this little sheath. Now I got mine mounted here instead of inside like David said you could do. The only reason for me is just it's easier for me to get it in and out here, but it's still snug. It ain't going nowhere. You've got this lip that catches on it, so as you try to pull it out, you've really got to wiggle it and pull it past that, but it ain't going nowhere in the sheath. It's in there good and snug. The sheath ain't going nowhere. It's lashed on and actually tied down through the bottom here and through the bottom holes on my sheath. Whereas when it was inside here, my sheath is a little bit tighter on the leather piece, so it keeps it from sliding in there as easy. But that's it, y'all. Pathfinder spear. Just one of the many uses for it. Of course, the spearhead's a good one. And like I said, you can, if push come to shove, you can grip up on it like this. You can see how close my skin is to it, though. It's a lot easier to just cut you a little piece of wood real quick, split it down, lash it on there with your paracord that you got with it, and you're ready to rock and roll. So I appreciate everybody watching today, y'all. Let me get my little space back down here. I appreciate everybody watching my little videos, y'all. We all support each other so good in our little families online here on YouTube and such, but we need to step up. I know none of us have a lot of money. Most of us, we do this kind of stuff because we don't have a lot of money. This is free enjoyment for y'all. I mean, well, and for me too, not just y'all, but for me. But let's step up. Every video I make today, I'm going to try to put a little tag down at the bottom for a web page. Y'all go to that web page. It's a lot of the preppers, East Coast Prepper, Men Bound, Desert Storm, a whole bunch of them have got together, and they've started this little web page to donate for all the tornado victims and the storm victims here, especially on the East Coast. We've been hit hard: Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, West Virginia, some, Tennessee, Alabama, just all over. And these guys are giving 100% of everything they get is going to help these victims out. So let's help them out, y'all. Let's help these people rebuild our homes. If you've got gear that you don't need, extra sleeping bags, sleeping pads, things like that you can send. Information on the webpage to get it to them. Any non-perishable canned goods, again, like I said in the earlier video, Chef Boyardee ravioli, SpaghettiOs, stuff like that. You don't have to cook it, y'all. It's already cooked in the can. All you got to do is open the can, eat and enjoy. If you're in a bad enough spot, that's good food. I used to open a can of raviolis, not heating it up or nothing, but I'd open up a can of raviolis, make a bubble bath, and I would sit in a bubble bath, eat a can of raviolis, and read a comic book. And that was pure heaven. And that wasn't, y'all, I'm talking, I was still 17, 18 years old, so it's just an enjoyable time. It was my relaxation back then. But y'all get together and help all these people out. Do everything you can for them. And like I said before, if you can't do anything but pray, God will do everything you can't do, believe me. So appreciate you watching. Look out for the next videos here coming up, y'all. We'll catch you in a later one.